How many times in our lives do we tell ourselves we'll get started on it when we lose the weight, when our skin clears up, when we find the perfect job or find the perfect partner? But what happens if our skin never clears up, if we never lose the weight? I'm hoping and I'm praying that we will, because I believe that you are in control of your own life. But the idea is that we need to stop waiting on tomorrow to get started today. And Earl Nightingale says it best: never give up on a dream because of the time it will take. The time will pass anyways. So today I'm really excited to be partnering up with Neutrogena to talk about 5 ways to keep pursuing your dreams, or keep pursuing my dreams. This is how I pursue my dreams. I've suffered from adult acne for about 5 to 6 years, and it literally just started clearing up. But as someone who suffered from acne, I never once let it get in my way of pursuing the things I wanted to. And if you want to watch a whole video on my acne journey and what I just have to say, we're having an open and honest conversation about acne, I'm gonna leave it up in the cards above. But as you guys know, I have never once let acne get in the way of me pursuing my dreams. So I'm really excited to be partnering up with Neutrogena, which is actually one of the first brands I ever bought at the drugstore when I was 15, and it happened to be the pink grapefruit line, this very bottle. I have a brand new one right here, and this is made with naturally derived grapefruit extract, and it clears breakouts. It has salicylic acid with vitamin C, and it's just one of those things that was so affordable and so accessible when I was younger. Now I have a lot of passions, and so obviously having clear skin and just being able to take care of your skin has a lot to do with putting the love back into all the things that you do. Once you put love back into yourself, you can pour it out into the dreams and the passions and all the things that you love. The idea of this campaign is that you don't let your acne get in the way of you pursuing and living your best life. So number 1, get and stay inspired and motivated. So much of my life is spent reading and learning and listening to podcasts and books. So much of the information that you wish to know is already out there on the internet. You just have to go out and find it. And a lot of things that people, I think podcasts are probably one of the primary ways that I stay inspired and I get motivated, because it all starts with the belief that you can. I'm gonna leave a few of my favorite entrepreneurial podcasts down below, but there is essentially a podcast for every niche interest and niche community out there. If you love cooking, if you like sex positivity, if you like spirituality, there is a podcast for that. All you have to do is go out there and search for it. Podcasts and interviews are the best way to quickly plant the seed inside your brain that anything is possible. One of my favorite podcasts is How I Built This, and when you learn about the stories of other entrepreneurs, it gives you the belief that you can and you will do anything you want in this lifetime. And so I think it's learning to find inspiration, motivation, and constantly stay inspired. And I do that primarily through podcasts and interviews. For interviews, it's really easy to just Google someone you like and just watch and go down the rabbit hole of what they have to say. And so much of their ideas can generate your own ideas.
Be aware of the fact that you are probably the stupidest person in the room, as far as you are the least prepared, least equipped person to know who's really in charge and what's really going on.
It's learning to stay motivated and inspired. And if you're watching this YouTube video, you've already begun step number 1. Number 2, pick a person, a public figure, a celebrity, an author, an artist that you like, and learn every single thing about them. Now, primarily the reasons why I love to look up what people are up to and what they're doing is because in a way you can learn from their mistakes and you can learn from their journey and their identity. And it's reading their biographies, it's reading their books, it's reading their interviews, reading things all the way that date back from 1988. If Oprah has an interview, I have seen it. And it's just learning all about their life history, because so much of what we can identify with and resonate with will motivate and fuel us to keep pursuing our own dreams. I have Elon Musk's biography right here, and then Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential, Philip Knight's Shoe Dog, and I also have Michelle Obama's Becoming, and it's reading people's memoirs, reading people's podcasts and interviews, and learning everything about them. And not just because you want to copy them or imitate them, but because it is just interesting to know that your life can go any which way and still end up on the right path. I believe that there is no right or wrong path. The path that you're meant to be on is the path that you're on. And I think that we so oftentimes forget that success doesn't look like just one straight incline. It's actually just a bunch of craziness. And I think that when we read about people and their life stories and their biographies and where they come from and how they got to where they are, that reminds us that our journey is singular to us and that it doesn't ever have to look like this cookie cutter, picture perfect way of success. For me, this step is really important in pursuing my dreams because I think a lot of times when we leave school and we enter our regular daily lives as adults, we forget to keep adopting that mentality that we are students of life, that we need to keep learning, we need to keep staying curious, and that we have to be seeking the knowledge that we want, because a lot of times we can just stay stagnant and in this idea of this is all there is. And when we study the people that we have even just a slight interest in, we realize that anything is possible. Number 3, seek guidance or a mentor or a mentorship. Now, this is probably the most common step in pursuing your dream that we've heard of, but I think for this video, I was honestly thinking about getting a professional chef to come over and teach me how to cook, because whether you believe it or not, cooking is actually one of my biggest passions, and I always talk about how I would love to go back to school, culinary school, and get my culinary degree because I just love food and cooking. But I thought to stay on theme, I wanted everything to be affordable and accessible, and I wanted to portray the idea that you don't need money at all to keep pursuing your dreams and your passions. All you need is the belief and a little bit of action to get out there and do it. So I've always wanted to learn traditional, authentic Mexican food. So instead of, I actually looked up a few different schools or chefs that could come over, but who better to ask than my best friend who is Mexican and have his mom take me to the grocery store and teach me how to cook.
She's so shy.
I can pick her up and then we can go to the market and I'll pay for everything. So she actually came over and I went shopping with her. I always wanted to learn how to cook authentic Mexican food, so I've enlisted Diego's mom to teach me. So we're at Jay's Market right now and we are grocery shopping with her. We're in Westlake. This is Westlake, right, Diego?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she doesn't want to be on camera.
It doesn't say Mexican. This is the crema we need. And then
What's that?
oh, but
What's Jamaica?
it's like a drink.
Oh,
It's like hibiscus tea.
And she taught me how to make 2 dishes, tinga and enchiladas. So it was so fun and it was free for the most part. All I had to do was pay for the groceries.
Colita, ajá, para poder limpiarlos. Vamos a necesitar 10 chiles, guajillo, 2 cominos y un poquito de... Ay, se cayó.
It's okay. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Hoja de laurel y ajo. Y la cebolla de la...
And so much of what we want to learn is just out there. So if you have a friend who's into makeup and they're really good at it, just go out there and ask them, hey, can you teach me how to do this? And if you want to learn how to surf, find someone who knows how to surf. I think a lot of us use money and resources as an excuse not to go out there and pursue our dreams. But honestly, the world is our resource. There are so many free and accessible ways to learn what you want to learn. One of my biggest passions and dreams is to learn authentic dishes from each culture, from lines of families, like having, you know, your Italian grandma teach me your old school pasta recipe, and just being able to sit down in the kitchens of so many people and all their cultures and learn their food. If you're using money as an excuse, it can be as simple as asking your mom to help you cook, or as simple as asking your friend who's a makeup artist to teach you something that you didn't know, or to even just shadow a creative friend, a writer, anyone in their creative process. And if you don't know how to code and you don't know where to start, get your friend who went to school for computer science engineering to teach you. It's as simple as just asking. If you don't ask, the answer is already no, so go ahead and ask, and make sure resources are everywhere. So find a mentor, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Like your Mexican best friend's mom can come over and teach a few dishes, and I felt so fulfilled from that. Nah. Number 4, surround yourself with like-minded people with similar goals and passions and pursuits, and people who are just as hungry as you are. There's a quote that I love that says, people will kill you over time, and how they'll kill you is with tiny harmless phrases like be realistic. If you have creative dreams, you need to be around people who have creative dreams. If you want to be an engineer, you got to surround yourself with people who are out there engineering, and it's as simple as that. It's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in themselves and are out there making their dreams come true, because the worst thing you can do is surround yourself with non-believers, with stagnant people, with people who have settled for less, because you need to be out there going for more, because I guarantee you your vibe attracts your tribe, and whatever you're trying to do out there, someone else is out there with you, and it's just a great way to stay inspired and to constantly brainstorm. And if you find yourself with a group of people who aren't inspired or who don't go for their dreams, you need to surround yourself with those who think outside of the box. People who are dreamers, believers, sayers, doers, because that even energy, that creative energy, that motivational energy, just even 5% of it can rub off on you. Number 5, go out and do it. It doesn't even matter what it is. If it's something that you end up even hating, you're one step closer to knowing what you love. And I feel like for me personally, the only reason how I knew what I love to do was by doing a lot of things I hated. As long as you're going out there and setting action to your plans, know that you're getting one step closer to knowing what it is you want to do, or doing whatever it is you want to do. The way that I explain what you know, what your passion is if you're in a white walled blank room with no people, no windows, no doors, and you're doing something without accolades, without fame, without recognition, without money, without praise, then you know that that's your passion and that's what you want to do. If you love to write, spend 5 minutes a day writing. You love sports, go out there and play basketball or football. I think so much of our life is forgotten through the daily routine of what we've gotten used to, but we're here to play, and we're here to be creative and to exercise our creativity. And so much of the world was built, and actually our entire world was built on creativity and pursuing that which we love. And it almost seems like we're getting the short end of the stick by dismissing ourselves of that opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 5 ways to pursue your dreams or your passions, and I hope it inspires you to get off your couch and just go do something, because life is finite and life is so precious and beautiful, and we were meant to be here to do amazing things. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I have 100 other videos that you can watch to stay motivated and stay inspired, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!